Hello there, this is Starling, the game we started 2 episodes ago. You crash in a world with no color, and you collect star cores to fuel your ship and discover new dimensions. Last time we built Skyreach, where you basically flip gravity. Today we are adding the third world, a jungle. It also has its own mechanic. You grab a vine, you swing, and also there is a specific type of monkey that drops on you, and if you're touched by it, game over. Every asset here was made with Makko, an AI art studio used by thousands of developers. The logic built with Claude Opus 5. Let's get started. Okay, so here I am inside Makko. I have one collection from the pirate game that we built a few weeks ago, and this collection with the new game, and inside of it I have another sub-collection for each of the worlds. World 1 is this kind of dark city, then World 2 is the one that happens in the sky, and the third one, okay, is the specific one that we're gonna be covering in this video, that as you can see is gonna be a jungle, okay? It looks awesome. So for example, this is from episode 1, okay? These are all the things, okay, that we created for that episode. We had the player animated, the enemies, the boss, and also for example, well, the ship, okay? The different platforms, and okay, at the same time here's the stuff of episode 2, okay, that was the sky, also looking super awesome. And well, now we are in the third one, okay, just so you can see like all the creative process behind creating these episodes. So these are the concept images for this one, and well, some references. For example, you may know that in Plants vs Zombies you have a zombie, okay, that like falls down, okay, and grabs a plant of you. So in this case I'm gonna be having this type of monkey over here that is also gonna fall down, and if it touches the player, okay, well, the game's gonna be over, or something like that. Then at the same time, when the game is finished, or well, basically after you defeat the boss, you will basically speak with one of these two NPCs, and they will give you a choice between two skills. One is basically a shield, and the other one is the possibility of converting, okay, into a monkey that I think is gonna give you like more speed, okay. So here is also like the variant, okay, of the player, but in like in monkey style, okay. So I'm saying I really loved like all the ideation behind this episode. So for example, for the boss, well, it's gonna be, let's say, something like King Kong, and well, the switching form, okay, is gonna be similar to this cartoon that probably you know, or well, maybe you know. So basically this guy has this watch, and it can press on this watch like this to convert into different stuff. So in this case, the character is gonna be able to, let's say, do something like this to convert into a monkey. So let me show you how this works. Everything starts, okay, from concept images, okay, that you can directly create over here as concept art. And once that you have your world a little bit more defined, you can just start extracting, okay, and creating the different stuff that you will need. And the cool thing is that everything is consistent, okay, because I already have a certain style defined for my game, as you can see, and well, Makko matches that style perfectly fine because it follows this concept. So for example, this is like the platforms pack, okay, and to create it, the prompt just says, okay, create a sheet of separate jungle platform pieces. So for example, I could paste it in over here, select this image as a reference. Here, this is the style of the game that I'm gonna be using, that is called Painterly, that looks just awesome. And here I'm gonna be selecting, for example, game prop, okay? And this will basically give you an image similar to what you've just seen. Then it's a matter of literally doing that with every single element that you need. So for example, for this other element, I can also select this one, okay? And just tell, okay, give me just the hanging stuff over here, and it's gonna do it, and the exact same thing with all the different stuff, okay. So another example, to get this gorilla that is basically the boss, take a look at the amazing consistency. So this is Makko, this is the original concept. It's very, very good. The same thing, I just clear the references, make sure that only this one is selected, and the prompt just tell me, okay, give me just the giant gorilla. Then what you can do is go to the reference sheet section, and this is helpful for when you need to animate some stuff. So for example, here's the monkey version, okay, of the player. So what I've done is clicking save and save it as a concept. Then I switch to reference sheet, I selected it, and press generate. This will create this sheet with the different views. and I can take this reference sheet into the animation section and start animating this monkey. So I can add jump animations, walking animations, idling animations by just literally typing one prompt. So it's super easy and super straightforward. This is the exact same process that I follow for literally all the characters. And well, as you can see, it looks very awesome. Whenever you like an animation, you just click over here. That is gonna have a save button. That, okay, will open up the animation editor. And here you can, for example, select the size of your image. In this case, I recommend this one, okay? And you can also resample your frames. In this case, something like 12 frames per second works very fine. Then you can click on bake and this will directly create the sprite sheet, okay? So once again, it's just a matter of doing this with all the different assets, okay? And I want to point this out very clearly. Here we are using AI in a responsible way. I was the one who had the idea of, okay, making the third world a jungle, adding a monkey from a reference with Plants vs. Zombies that falls from the roof. Then I want to be able to switch between the human character and the monkey character. So as you can see, it's not just telling the AI, okay, create everything, okay? It is an assistant, a helper, somebody or something that helps you bring your ideas to life. And well, when you have all your library of stuff, the cool thing is that you can go to your game assets, click export, and as you can see in just literally 2 seconds, okay, you can download a file with everything that you have created. So these are the props, then I have all the sprite sheets, and then it's just a matter of dropping them inside Godot and start adding your logic. So super efficient workflow. Once that I have it all this set up, I have my project open here in Claude. I'm gonna be using Opus 5, and probably I'm gonna be switching a little bit the effort from extra to even max at some times. I just need to tell it to create the game, or more specifically, episode 3. It already understands what I mean, because here there is a docs folder with each episode, and each of them have what is called a build pack that just highlights, okay, the exact mechanics that I need. Basically a super complete game design document that is close to 400 lines of code. And okay, let me show you the final results. First of all, now in the main menu, okay, we have a crossfade, okay, between the different worlds. And well, this is the new one that I have created, okay? It's a complete jungle, okay? And I love it. So we have this monkey over here that, as you can see, attacks us. And well, we can move over here, okay, we can collect this star core and talk to this guy over here. That will basically tell us, okay, that we can jump close to these elements over here and press E to catch one and swing left and right, okay? This is amazing because take a look at that, okay? It looks just awesome, okay? It's a very interesting mechanic. And now over here I am, okay? Now let's go over here to the other one. There it is. Now let's jump here, and there you saw this new monkey, okay, that as you can see, like marks a spot, falls down, and well, tries to catch us, okay? So we have to move very carefully, okay, because if this monkey touches us, well, the game is completely over. So here I'm gonna need to grab this other one, there it is, and then over here jump, okay? I really love that mechanic. So let's be careful because here we have another monkey. Let's move. Okay. Now over here, let's collect this other star core and let's grab this other thing. Okay. Now let's move here. There it is. Let's move. There it is. Another one. Okay. I really love this mechanic. There it is, and here we are. And of course, I don't think that I have to mention it right now, but of course we have like some kind of parallax background, okay? That also makes the world like look very awesome. So let's wait until this monkey falls down and disappears. Let's grab this one and move. There it is. And now over here we have the boss, okay? That is like a giant gorilla, okay? I really like this boss over here. So we have to attack it, and as you can see, it also has like its own type of attack. So we have to move a little bit. We can even use this one to move. There it is. That's super cool. And let's try to kill this guy. Okay, there it is. Okay, completely defeated. And now we can continue moving, and we have this last NPC that looks just awesome. And this NPC will allow us to choose between two main, let's say, skills, okay? We have the monkey form. This is just amazing. So you can see we can press G to drop onto all fours and run. Basically, we want to convert our character to a monkey. That will allow us to move faster. Or we can have a shield, okay? So first of all, let me pick the monkey, okay? And I will show you like how it works and all that. And now we can just board this ship, okay? And this will unlock us like the last world, okay? That's what I'm gonna be working on in the next video. And what is super amazing is this world selector scene, because now when we select a world, as you can see, we also have this effect, okay, that I really like, okay? So let's actually go to world 2, for example, because I just wanna try out this new monkey form, okay, that we've created. So if I press G, I think this, yes, here it is. And what this monkey has, okay, is that it moves, as you can see, way faster. And why is this interesting? Because I can dodge enemies easier, basically, okay? And also looks very awesome, okay? So for example, if I have this guy over here, I can do it like this and like this. Well, I wasn't fast enough, but you get the idea, right? Like this guy is way slower, okay? So remember, this was world 2, in which with the F in this case, I can flip the gravity, okay? And well, this world also looks like super awesome. And then, well, this was like the first world, okay? Which was some kind of dark city, but also looks very good. So indeed, what we have been building, okay, is just amazing. And take a look at this, like Opus literally built everything from scratch. So here we have the scene, we have the different monkeys, okay, the different NPCs, whatever it is. I don't know if I wanna move this guy or I don't know, move this prop to other position, I can do it, okay? Everything is 100% modifiable due to the fact that we're doing everything inside the game engine. And another thing I want to show you is this other power-up, the shield. So in this case, I can activate it with a key once again. And as you can see, well, this can help me, well, not lose health, okay, with 3 hits. I think that this can resist. Yes, there it is. And also, this was done with the shader, so it looks just awesome, okay? Okay, so this is all for today's video. This game is looking super awesome. And of course, the art is just amazing. So make sure to start using Makko today with the link in the description. See you in the next one, and bye-bye.